This is a Zefiro model based on a Ford Transit base. The keys, the main key is to unlock the cab with the top one, and the middle one is to lock the cab. The lower button isn't used. You've got two keys, and you've got two small keys there which do all the external locks and compartments. The tyre pressures are there just inside the door if you need to check your tyre pressures. And doing the bonnet, you need to insert the key there. You turn it one way to release the bonnet and the other way to release the catch. Okay, so you have a washer bottle there, power steering there, that's for topping up your oil, and the dipstick is there, checking the oil level, and your coolant is there. Okay, if you ever need to start the vehicle with some jump leads, you have special points here. The positive one is under this little red cap, and the negative one, I suggest you mount it directly onto bare metal, probably using this lifting ring here. Always remember, do not put them on in the wrong way round, otherwise you will damage the electronics on the vehicle. Okay, now we're on this side of the vehicle. We come to the water tank filler. You unlock the cap with the small key, remove the cap, and you fill it from a hose. The gauge for the water tank is inside the vehicle. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. This is the gas bottle compartment. There's room for two gas bottles there. I recommend you use two 6-kilogram propane bottles. This screws directly into the gas bottle. Do this up tight. When you turn the gas bottle on, press this and it will release the gas through. That's called an excess flow valve. It's a safety device. There is also a small tap there to isolate the gas system. Underneath here, there's a lever, a pull handle, to release the wastewater from the wastewater tank, which is mounted underneath the vehicle. Pull that lever, it will release the water. When it's empty, push the lever back in to close it. This is where you plug your mains electrics lead in. This compartment, commonly known as the garage, contains your bunk ladder, your front screens. There's a box there which consists of all your jack and your wheel braces to remove wheels, and there's a mains lead there as well. In that compartment there, drop this door down and your heater is mounted in there. There is also in that compartment is located a drain valve, which is put there to drain the water system. You'll need to drain this down when you're leaving the vehicles for periods of time, or if the weather is really cold. Okay, on the back we have the bike rack, which pulls down, These locate onto the crossbars of the bicycles, and these strap onto the wheels of the bicycles. There's an exhaust outlet there for the combi boiler, which does the heating and heats the hot water at the same time. On this window there's a switch, a safety switch. If you're running this heater on gas and you open this window, it will shut the heating system down. That is a safety device, so do not tamper with that. Cassette toilet. Pull the lever up there to release the tank. This is where all your toilet waste goes. When you get to your emptying station, remove this cap, point it at the emptying point, push this button in here, hold it in, and it will release all the fluid and waste. Once it's empty, fit this cap back on and locate the tank back in. Fill in the diesel. You don't need to remove a cap, you just push your diesel filler hose straight in there. And this lower one is for add blue, which you'll need to add. A message will come up on the dashboard and it will tell you when it needs to be filled. Okay, so first of all, when we get into the vehicle, we need to switch the control panel on. So we just press the on and off button there. That one there switches all the lighting circuit on. This one switches the pump on. This one does the external warning light. These two buttons here are for battery levels. So that tells us the battery level in the vehicle battery. This one tells us the level in the leisure battery. This one here tells us how much water we have in the water tank, and if we press the same button again, it tells us how much we've got in our waste tank. Obviously there is no water in these tanks because it is reading 0. This one just tells us an indication of the temperature inside the vehicle. Control here is for the heating system. It's a combi boiler, so it does both the heating and the hot water. Press the button to turn it on. These symbols are how you program it. The first one is for the heating. So for instance, if I want to program that, I would click on that and I would select a temperature and click there, and that's the temperature set. The next one is for the water heater. So I can either set it off, eco, hot or boost. Usually I'd set it on hot. The next one is the fuel I need to run the heating system. So this is selected for electric 2, which is 2 kilowatt. So I can either set it for 1 kilowatt. I can have it running with gas and electric at the same time, so that's why it says mix. So that is gas and 2 kilowatt, gas and 1 kilowatt, or just gas on its own. I would run the gas on its own if I wasn't connected up to the mains electrics. So this is set for 2 kilowatt electrics. The fan speed for the heating has 2 settings, or 3 settings, sorry. Eco, high or boost. So usually I'd set it on high, or you can set it on what setting you want. Okay, to turn the heating system off, hold this button in until it says off, and then that is the system off. The fridge, we switch that on using this button here. So at the moment it's set on gas. I want to run it off the mains electric, so I hold this button in here and wait until the symbol flashes. Once it flashes, I can select another setting. So now that is set on mains electrics. And now I can set the temperature. There are settings on there. There's an automatic setting. If I select automatic, it will automatically find whichever fuel is connected. If I select battery setting, that will only run when the engine is running on the vehicle. It won't run at any other time. To switch it off, press and hold the button till it turns off. Okay. Under the front seat, you'll see a big red switch mounted there. That needs to be left on like that, otherwise the electronics will not work inside the vehicle. You can also, if you need to put it into storage for long periods of time, it might be a good idea just to switch that off, so you're disconnecting all the electronics in the vehicle. Under this bed there's an access hatch there which you can remove. The main water tank, you can unscrew that red cap, and in the bottom of the tank there's a plug. Pull the plug out and that will drain all the water out of the main water tank. Just remember to refit the plug when you want to refill it again, otherwise the water will just run out on the floor. Electrics, the mains electrics, the consumer unit is mounted under here. That's your mains consumer unit. You also have emergency controls for your gas appliances. The combination oven and grill has dual controls. That way controls the grill, that way controls the oven. To light it, depress the knob and hold the igniter in. The hob to light this, turn the knob to the on setting, hold it in and it will light. Always make sure these burners are off before you drop this lid down, otherwise it will explode if the burner is left on. Okay. During winter periods you will need to drain the water system down just to protect your taps, pipes and your heater. The way you do this is you open all the taps, including the shower tap, to the upright position, and you go into the garage compartment, find the drain down tap, open that and release all the water from the water system. That is how you protect your water system from frost damage. On this bed, it's an electric bed, so you need to switch your control panel on before this will work, and the controls are here. So if we want to drop the bed down, we press the down button and there is the up button. Also under here we have cargo nets which clip up to these clips. They are for small children to stop them falling out. So we just hold that button in until it reaches the top. Okay, on this electric bed, if the power fails and you need to wind the bed up and down, there is a manual winding mechanism there. There's a special tool which you insert into that and you wind it up or down. On this vehicle, the battery is mounted under this bed base here. These backrests are velcroed to the boards on the side, so I recommend, rather than just ripping them off, put your hand down, release the velcro gently. This velcro is very strong. If you pull this board with the velcro, you can pull these screws out of the wall. This is where the auxiliary battery is positioned, and you have a 12 volt control box there with blade fuses in there for all the 12 volt circuits.